Welcome to my humble little office. My name is R. Keith Andrews. I'm a spiritual guide and paranormal adept. The journey continues today on December 17th, 2024 at approximately 4:30 p.m. PST. Now, I've made it my life's journey to remind people that working together, we can make this a better world for virtually everybody. And I build myself as a spiritual guide because the tools I offer are the exact same tools I personally use in my day-to-day life. And the philosophies of life I talk about are the same philosophies I personally use to guide just about every move I make. Now, with this in mind, I know these tools will work for you because they continue to work for me and have literally worked for thousands of other people over the years with varying degrees of success depending on their own personal efforts. So, with that in mind, let's just take a look at things here. I didn't get something set up, but we will get to it. Where the heck are we? Don't you love the way that starts out? I am by no means perfect, but we are here. Now let's get online there where I can see what's going on in the room. Because I can't read on my little screen on the laptop here. I can't really read what's going on. I don't need that. There we are. Now, to start with, we have Storm in the background here, and I'll tell you, he has absolutely been invaluable. When things went south yesterday, all I did was called up Storm, said, "Look, I'm not going to make it tonight." Matter of fact, in all fairness, I just about literally didn't make it. So definitely, regardless of what people think of him, hats off to Storm. Now we have Ellie in the room as well, and Ellie is here. Well, on top of keeping an eye on what we're up to, she really does stand on top of things as far as my own health goes. Okay, so definitely a hats off to Ellie as well. Operation Shutdown, you are in with the gold today. How you doing, Operation? Glad you can make it. And Joe Stewart, you are in with the silver. How's it going? Now the reality of it is we have a lot of things to look at. This is our last stream for the year of 2024. But rest assured, in spite of what we just went through, what I just went through yesterday, and Renee Andrews, you are in with the bronze. How you doing, Renee? Now, the neat little part about it is I ended up having a massive problem yesterday where my heart literally just about gave out, complete with pain in the leg, pain in the arm. However, still breathing. As I told my fiance, it does seem I'm going to have a problem dying. My body won't let me do it. So, let's get what we're talking about today is literally Christmas, New Year's, and what's coming in 2025 as far as we're concerned. Now, I'm still going to stick all the way along. We are staying on the positive side. There's lots of ways to take a look at the world and find depression and find anger, anxiety, the whole 9 yards. Let's not go there. Okay, so let's start off with New Year's or with Christmas itself. Now, Christmas, whether you call it Christmas, whether you call it Yule, you can call it a backwards flapjack. It doesn't matter. What does matter is, in my experience, all 61 years of it this lifetime, never mind the several thousand from the past. Okay, this time of year, everybody, regardless of what the religion, does seem to tend to try and treat each other a little better. And yes, I know there's lots of you out there going, my life is still a mess. Absolutely, I do not deny that. You should try mine. No, really don't. Christmas is not, contrary to what you may see on the commercials, it is not about the odds and ends. It is about the people. Okay, it is about the feeling of family, whether it is your bloodline or a chosen family, as in close friends, co-workers, however you put it. Thanks so much there, Renee. I did, it was funny yesterday. Let me just count this up. What do we got here? 2, 3, 1, 3, 4, 4.5. Even with the heart attack yesterday, I still only ended up sleeping about 6.5 hours over the course of the day. But Christmas itself is not about the gifts. Certainly the gifts do help things feel a little better. Okay. Now, until 2 days ago, I was having trouble figuring out whether to even bother putting up a tree because things have been that bad this year. You guys helped me immensely. So much as the tree is not fully decorated yet, it is up. Oh, nice. Joe's just letting us know that the dream journal is getting better and weirder. And I think I'm starting to have the ability of being touched by something. Now, there's all sorts of ways I can take that. We're just going to stay on the well done there, Joe. I've got the tree up. We've got some decorations up. The rest will happen tonight after the stream ends. But what I did come to find out, okay, is thanks so much to you guys, okay, we are already talking, my boys and I are already discussing going through the Christmas decorations that we've got once Christmas is over. And we are going to be packing some of them up because we got too many and handing them out next year. Okay, box them up, hand them out for birthdays, for Christmas, just for the heck of it. Doesn't matter. Okay. Rachel, how you doing? Now, what do we got? We have Operation in with the gold, Joe with the silver, Renee with the bronze, and Rachel, you are in with honorable mention. How you doing? Glad you could join us. So, we have already had the discussion as prompted by somebody, and my apologies, I forget who it was. Somebody suggested that they were giving excess Christmas gifts to somebody else, or excess Christmas decorations. This is already set to take place. Okay, that, and here's the big thing. So many people, that's not a problem there at all, Renee. That's all we've got right now. We just put the tree up today. But because I shut the TV and the cable down, the tree went on the coffee table. And yeah, it brushes the roof. It's the only place I could put it. So that's where it went. But, everybody talks about what do you want for Christmas? Go talk to Santa. Now, we'll get to him in a minute. We'll also get to the other icon of Christmas. And no, I'm not going down a heavy religious cant on this. But let's face it, so much of the world focuses on the idea of Christ. Whether you believe in him, in the birth of Christ, whether you believe in him or not, whether you call it a stolen holiday, a borrowed holiday, I call it a holiday by another name. Now, there's a lot of issues there, but I don't know much about the rest of the religions, including those of the pagan religions. But whatever name you put on it, I don't care. As long as you're following 3 karmic laws, be true to yourself first. Do unto others as you desire them to do unto you. And energy out, energy in. Now remember, you desire a happy Christmas. Okay, a happy holiday season. I love the thing that's been floating around lately. If somebody wishes you happy holidays and you are fond of going Merry Christmas, that's not, realistically, I think there's something like 27 different holidays in the month of December. Okay, so if somebody's saying happy holidays, just look at it as though they are looking at you saying, hey, hope your holiday, whatever it is going well. Hope you get the return you desire. Okay, and you'll notice I said the event turns out the way you desire, not the way somebody else feels you deserve. Unless, of course, that I feel you deserve a better outcome, a better year. And honestly, even with the problems I've had recently. Oh, there we go. LA goes, my home altar is decorated and so is my mantle. Perfect. It's not the amount of decoration. It's the feeling of it. One of the things that I find, okay, is like I take myself, I take apple juice, throw a half dozen, and take a thing of normal store-bought sweetened apple juice, just because I don't like the unsweetened. I put a container of that into a pot, okay, throw in half a dozen whole cloves, and about an eighth of a teaspoon of cinnamon. And I throw it on the back burner, and I simply leave it simmer all day. Okay, adding apple juice when I require it. Because I'll tell you, second only, in my opinion, to the smell of a turkey is the smell of the hot apple cider. That worked out well. The hot apple juice, or apple cider if you want to call it that. I think it's supposed to be hard for that. But like we've got our dining room table is all set up. Yes, decorations make it feel a little bit more festive. Absolutely. In my opinion, they do. However, far better to have people around you that you care about and that care about you than anything else on the market. Here we go. Joe goes, I may just go over to one of my other sister's house for Christmas just to be around my whole family. Me and my parents don't celebrate Christmas at all here at the house. Okay, and absolutely, Joe, I really encourage you to do that. Quite frankly, if you can figure out how to drag your parents out to it, out to your sisters, just simply to spend the day. Okay, it's not a question of whether you believe in Christ, whether you believe in Santa. It doesn't matter what you believe in. What matters is that we share the positive side of what's going on. Yes, a lot of things didn't happen in the past year. An awful lot of them. Okay, but we've got what I am looking at with Christmas is it is about the feel of it. Now, whether you believe in Christmas or not, that makes perfect sense there, Renee. Renee's just going, I know you celebrate Christmas, so I can wish you Merry Christmas. But if I don't know for sure what a person celebrates, I say Happy Holidays. And from my standpoint, it really boils down to anything to wish a person better luck or to wish a person a good day. Whether it's Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Season's Greetings, there's a whole lot of things. Just please do not turn around and tell everybody FO or humbug. Okay? Some people will hold humbug very clearly in their heart. Okay? There's not a lot you can do with it except wish them the best and carry on. Oh, there we are. LA goes, I'm fond of saying happy holy days, since the sacred is in all of us. And I absolutely agree with you there, LA. These are all things that people can say just to put a smile on somebody's face. Okay. That doesn't surprise me. Yeah, LA's just filling us in. Holidays evolved from holy days. And I can look at that and go, it's quite possible it evolved simply because of mispronunciation. Doesn't matter to me. From my standpoint, I'm very fond of the idea of still making this a better world for virtually everybody. Okay. And the reality is, we can make this happen. Now, that said, one of the best gifts I ever got in my life, I talked about 2 days ago, okay, was a gift of food. Okay, there was a Christmas probably 10, 15 years back now. No, it'd be longer than that. Probably 15 anyway. But I was having a real bad time. And my brother gave me, all he did was go to the grocery store, bought a bunch of bits and pieces of food, wrapped them individually, put them all in one box, wrapped the whole box, and said, here it is, Merry Christmas. I'll tell you, that gift hit such a solid impact. In the coming year, I'm going to build up one heck of a stockpile of that kind of gift. Okay, obviously, we're not buying milk and putting it in a box for a few months. This is a bad idea. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing is taking a look at it, and I fully intend this year, okay, I made a brilliant breakthrough. A lot of it is in deference to you guys. Okay, where I have finally broken some really devastating financial habits. So this year, I'm capitalizing on it. But, everybody, well, not everybody, lots of kids, and honestly, a lot of adults write a letter to Santa Claus. Now, whether you believe in Santa or not, he's all over the place. Now, what his background is, you do the research. Okay, I look at it going, here's this guy dressed in a red suit that brings a smile to literally millions of kids. Okay, where is the harm in honoring Santa Claus, regardless of your religious belief? Okay, so this year, I'm looking at this coming year as in 2025. I'm looking at that. But here's the other thing. A number of years ago, I went and I had a little extra money. So all I did was put $20. I only had a little bit of extra, but I put $20 into a Christmas card, into 5 Christmas cards, and then took them around the mall and just handed them to strangers. Handed them the card and said, Merry Christmas. All the card said was Merry Christmas, Inner Voice Enterprises, and a $20 bill. That was it. I didn't even put a business card in it. Okay. Where are we here? Yeah. This is just one of those things that we can look at with Christmas. The way I figure it, if your energy is running low, giving out Merry Christmas. Here we go. Storm goes, Merry Christmas. Joyeux Noël. Feliz Navidad. Happy Hanukkah. Joyful Festivus. Now, that one I'm going to have to ask you. The rest of these I know. We've got Merry Christmas in English. Joyeux Noël in French. Feliz Navidad in Spanish. Happy Hanukkah is, I believe, Jewish. I do not know what Joyful Festivus is. But whatever ways, and by all means, guys, especially during this stream, if you know how to say Merry Christmas or season's greetings or what have you in a different language, absolutely put it in, and please let me know what language it is. Okay,
Hey,
this
Keith.
this stream is for
Keith.
everybody. Yo,
Hey, Keith. I'll explain to you what Festivus for the Rest of Us is about.
okay,
I was a member of an organization that had lots of people that celebrated all their different holidays. You have some that have their Buddhist winter celebrations, the turn of the year, that sort of thing. So
right,
rather than trying to pick out each one individually, we would go Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah, and Joyful Festivus for the rest of us who aren't members of those individual religions. So
makes sense.
started doing that in high school.
Hey, some of the best things come from the past.
They sure do.
You know, yes, but no,
I
I
thought I'd let,
appreciate that, there,
I
Storm.
thought I'd let you know where it came from. All right, I'm out.
Not a problem. Just stick around, please. So, what we've got here is a life that we can decide. We're coming to the close of 2024. We can decide, are we going to focus on the things that went wrong? Sure, there were horrors from the past as well, both centuries back and in your own life. Okay, Lord knows 2024 was not the most joyful thing in my life for the most part. However, take a look at the things that have happened that you are happy about. This is what we focus on. You know, the neat part about it is whatever you put out there. This is karmic law. It applies to literally every organism in existence. The energy you put out is going to come back. If you're going to focus on the negative, that's what you're drawing back to you. Okay? If you're going to focus on want, you're going to generate that kind of an energy pattern. Okay? Don't take my word for it. Just take a look at your own life. Okay? See what happens. Now, I will tell you, everybody's got their hiccups, everybody's got the trials, the tribulations. Everybody's also got their celebrations. Yeah. Joe goes, I used to at my sister Mary's house dress up at Christmas as in a Santa suit for my nieces, nephews, and who were young. They're not so young anymore. They're young now. Well, just a thought, Joe. Okay, and this is to all of you people, whether you're adults or not. There is not an adult out there that I know of. There's not an individual out there that is not still a child. Okay, if you have a mother and a father in a binary organism, you are a child, whether you're born by natural conception or a vat job, a test tube baby. You're still a child. So just in a thought there, Joe. But why not dress up in a Santa suit and take it to the adults? Remind them they're children as well. Okay, so many people attribute, oh, I'm an adult now, I'm not allowed to use my imagination. I'm not allowed to enjoy Christmas. I've got to be very stoic. You notice imagination is what drives inventions and drives people to change the way their life is. Okay, this is what I am encouraging you to really focus on. 2025 is going to be very different. Okay, there's no doubt there. But this year, I've just put the tree up today, and I'll tell you, I was real close to not doing it. I had made that very clear to my boys. And 2 days ago, my son comes, and my youngest comes to me and goes, Dad, can we put up a tree? I looked at him and I said, Yeah, not a problem. Took us a little bit to organize how, because, well, frankly, we ran out of room. We got the tree up. We cannot put a star on it in its traditional fashion, like a treetop. Because I kid you not, I ended up picking up a tree that when you put it on the stand, hits the roof. So I'm going to have to jury rig a way of putting the star on the top because it cannot sit on the top like it usually does. But I did figure it out. So we are looking at a whole lot of things coming up. One of the biggest things we have to look at here is with Christmas right around the corner. It's time to focus on the good things. Okay. Now, I was lucky. I really was. They came through today. My landlord came through today. And we've had a fire inspection, so all the fire alarms are working. And he says, "Yep, they're all working." He says it wasn't turned off. I looked at him and I says, maybe I'm a little dense, but we are talking about a fire alarm. Why disconnect it? I like the idea of it making noise if the building is on fire. I prefer getting out of the building before I get caught in it. But Nathan, how you doing? Glad you could join us. I get a kick out of that, Nathan. Hi guys, I'm at work. Sorry I'm late. Hey, family, work, relaxation. That's what you got to look at there, Nathan. Okay, because the reality is Nathan is usually in the area during our show, and unfortunately, I don't manage to return the favor that often. But I do appreciate you showing up there, Nathan. Now, the neat part about all of this, Christmas is just about upon us. And yes, I will quite readily say Merry Christmas, because here's the thing, whether they believe in Christmas or not, when you look at the calendar, and you guys know my idea where it comes to what's written there, okay, what you guys write in the chat room is why I refer to you by that. So when I look at the calendar and it says Christmas is on December 25th. I go, Merry Christmas. Okay, that's just the way I operate. I have, however, I take no offense to somebody wishing me a different, happy, whatever day. Okay, because they don't all happen on the same day. The nice little part about it, from my standpoint, if I remember correctly, there's something like 27 holidays in the month of December, depending on which religion or belief structure you go to. So I'm not going to ignore anybody on that note. Okay, but Christmas is coming. Remember, if you've made something for somebody, okay, in my opinion, homemade, whether you paint it, whether you decorate it, whether you put it together, if you're making it, it is, in my opinion, even more valuable than if you go to the store and buy it. Now that said, a lot of what I'm going to do next year is still going to be bought. Of course, like I said, I will be looking at specialty foodstuffs that are non-perishable. Joe goes, standing under a mistletoe. That'd be nice to this holiday season coming up. Yeah, in all fairness, I don't think I have a mistletoe in my collection. On the other hand, my fiance is like 750 miles southwest of us. Southeast, I think. But she's down in Utah and won't be here for Christmas. So I don't really require a mistletoe at this point. Of course, in all fairness, I'm a firm believer I don't require a mistletoe anyway. But with that in mind, even if all you do, and I use that term all really loosely, a short letter, a poem, just a simple hug from somebody is a great Christmas gift. And because you can't give it to everybody anyway, keep smiling as best you can. Yes, I am the first one to tell you that smiling in certain times can be really, really rough. Okay, Lord knows we've talked about that, but I'm not going into that right now. Now, I've looked at this, and it was sort of a kind of question of, okay, how do I break this up? So now shifting to New Year's. Okay, New Year's itself, quite frankly, every second of every day is literally the beginning of a new year. Okay, and you have a choice. You can certainly hang on to the negative things that have happened. You can drag those into the new year, or you can focus on the positive side. Okay, now I will tell you, I have suffered some pretty severe betrayals over this year, over the course of this year, especially in the last few months. Okay, I can dwell on those. I was really tempted to. Only it came to my attention that, I'm talking about put the past behind you. This does not mean forget what people did that caused a problem. There are some of you out there that have been betrayed really badly. You had your hearts broken. You had your trust completely decimated. Okay, absolutely. The people that cause these problems, keeping them close to you, maybe, shall we say, ill-advised. But I would strongly suggest letting the negative side of it go and just simply not putting extra energy into it. Okay, 2024, we have what, 17, so we got 10, we got 2 weeks left. Okay, now how are you going to spend your next 2 weeks? Are you going to spend it dwelling on what went south? Or are you going to spend it looking at what you've got, how far you've come from where you were, and where you're planning on going? Okay, New Year's is a time, and it's simply a logical thing. Okay, it's listed on virtually every calendar, at least every calendar that runs on the Western method. I have no idea what the other calendars run on. No idea at all. I've got an interest, just not enough one to look it up. Okay, so we take a look at New Year's. And again, New Year's is about celebrating. It is celebrating the closing of the year, yes. But potentially more importantly, it is about celebrating the possibility of a much better 2025. Now, let me ask you this. Out of the bunch of you, who is looking forward to a new year? Or are you going to hang on to what went wrong with the last one? What you're not content with? Myself, I'm taking the negative side. Yes, I'm marking it down in my journals and going, this went wrong, this is what I'm feeling. But the reason for that, as Joe can attest, Joe Stewart can attest, is it helps put the negative past to rest. It gets it out of your body so you can focus on the new opportunities coming up. Now, as we get to New Year's, one tradition I am definitely keeping in place, as close to definite as I get, this New Year's, starting about noon on New Year's Eve, my closest friend will be coming over and we will start playing Dungeons and Dragons. Okay, and that will carry on until midnight. Okay, that is the way it's been for the last 20 years. We're keeping it. Yeah, Nathan goes, I sure am. Got things to do for the future. Nathan, if you get a chance to answer this, am I mistaken, or do you have a 3D printer? If you do, I've got what have we got there? Yeah, Nathan's just going, I agree with Alien Girl 111. We're about to have a lot of disclosure, tech disclosure too. We absolutely are. Am I expecting the government to come out and say, hey, we got aliens? They do that all the time. Much more importantly, we already know. I don't know about you, but I don't need a government official to come out and say, hey, you're right. Oh, that's okay. I was just thinking there, Nathan. I've got to find somebody that has one for sometime this year. And I figure if I know somebody that's got one, I'll put them to use. This is simply stuff that I desire to have built for me. Okay. And yeah, this year is going to be very different. Oh, let's face it, Nathan. I'm betting you can't think that you're praying that you desire something on your printer and have it go like that. Oh, that's okay. We'll discuss some of that at a later date. Right now, it came to my mind. New Year's is about setting your sights on a new and hopefully brighter tomorrow. Okay. Now, many people I know of go, oh, I'm not making New Year's resolutions because I never follow them. That's your choice. Okay. That really is. Now, in my case, I look at New Year's resolutions and I strongly recommend, okay, and I've already done this, pick 12 New Year's resolutions. Okay, pick 12. There will be a lot more things to accomplish, but set your sights on 12. Why? One per month. And in the numerology I work with, 12 is the number of ultimate wisdom. Okay. The neat part about it, I was checking around. I was checking around. I found a supplier in town that can cover literally t-shirts, coffee cups, pens, you name it, they can do it. Okay. So I'm looking into that as well. Yeah, Joe goes, let God handle it, church or not, from here on out. That's just my 2 cents. I look at it slightly different than that, Joe. I do agree with you, don't get me wrong. But the way I look at it, God gave, and by any name, God gave everybody free will and freedom of choice. What he didn't give everybody was freedom from consequence. Okay, so absolutely gain your support, gain your strength, if you will. The way I put it is sometimes you got to borrow the faith of another until you can develop faith in yourself. For me, you guys have been instrumental in helping me do that. Because I'll tell you, I spent a lot of time this year questioning why bother. Okay, you guys have absolutely been instrumental in helping me stay focused. Okay, but get 12 things down that you desire to accomplish. Most of you will go, I desire to be healthier. But how do we go about that? Okay, this coming year on Positive Perceptions, we are going to be covering how to get your life back in your hands where you can see positive results, okay, and act upon them. And yes, in case you're wondering, this is something I'm going to be doing hand in hand with you because I'm changing my life at the same time. Okay, this is why I say the tools I offer, when they apply to me, I'm using them. Okay, I will tell you the method I discovered years ago to quit drinking or drugs without withdrawals. I've done it with drinking and with drugs. The one thing I never did it with was smoking. Okay, although I guess that could qualify as drugs. But I'm not starting to smoke just so I can test the idea. Okay, so I'm going to take the smokers that have done this and I'm going to take their testimony and go, it works. So yes, one of the goals I've got for this year is to get a lot of these little tips dealt with and in print. Okay, we are going to be looking very strongly and acting upon the whole idea of going into PDF production. New Year's is, in my opinion, about new beginnings. Now I can look at all the things I went through in the past and I can go, oh, my life is miserable and I'm so hard done by, and gee, why go on living? Well, for those of you that are having so much trouble with life right now and are tossing between committing suicide, because, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that word. Okay. If I'm not, oops. But for those of you that have had enough, here's one reason that goes beyond all the others. If you're a little twisted anyway, stay alive long enough to prove to everybody around you that you are successful. Okay. That you are worth it. Okay. And the way I look at it, it's real simple. Why smile? Well, you smile to keep them guessing. The reality of it is, with the new year coming, it is time to look at saying, yes, absolutely, say goodbye to 2024. Absolutely say farewell. You're never seeing it again. Okay, well, not true. I guess in about 2,000 years, well, literally in 2,000 years, you'll get to see another 2024. Nope, that's wrong. Be another, what is it, 20,000 years-ish? You get the idea. Okay, I'm just not going to try and do the math at this point. But it will come around again. Okay, right now we're at 2024. When it gets to 12, it'll be 10,000 years. 12 to, 10,000, 12,000 and 24 years down the road. Okay, we'll get it again. But for the moment, I'm pretty much betting none of you are going to be alive in this current body at that point. But New Year's itself, let's bring 2024 to a close, celebrating the things that went right. Okay, do your best to take a look at the things that went wrong and they were wrong, they didn't work. Let's bury them in the past and keep moving forward into something brighter. Okay, right now we are sitting at 645 subscribers. Okay, I am doing everything I can this coming year to push that over the 1,000 mark. And that's just because it gives me a number. That's all. Okay, the reality is we can hang on to the negative past, or we can push the limits and go, okay, things went wrong. What are we aiming at? What are we doing? Okay, are we going to have a cumulatively better year this year? Okay, I mean, I don't know about you, but I think celebrating is a much better idea than sitting on the porch and crying. I was walking by this restaurant that I'm a regular at. Somebody just a couple of weeks back, maybe a month back now, pulled over in the middle of traffic just to let me know that one of my friends from the restaurant had passed away. Now, there's a lot of us not bringing old friends into the new year. There's a lot of us going through that. Do not sit there as New Year's arrives. Do your best not to dwell on the fact they're gone. Okay. Dwell on what they left you. Okay. What was it that you gained on a positive nature, on a positive perspective from them? This is where we start looking. I mean, let's face it. We're coming into a new year. We can let it go out with a whimper. We can limp across the finish line and struggle to keep looking at everything as other people see it and go, okay, well, I got to do this to make things work. No, you don't. I strongly encourage you, look in the mirror, pick something you like, something you desire to experience, and bring that drive into the present. Okay, bring that in to be the start of your 2025. Okay, just kind of an important factor from my end because we're going into a new year. Are we going to replicate 2025? Are we going, more to the point, are we going to replicate 2024 and have the same kind of year we had in 2025? Or would you rather have a brighter one? Would you rather have a more enjoyable, healthier, more energetic life? Okay, that choice is yours. And rest assured, here at Positive Perceptions, through my entire company, Inner Voice Enterprises, I am going to do everything I can to make sure every day is better than the last one. Okay, you all have a choice. You can have a miserable day. Okay, you can absolutely take that anger and that pain with you. Absolutely, you can. It is your call. Or you can choose to go, I'm going to focus on the good things. No matter, like I joke about it. Well, I had a heart attack and, well, I'm still breathing. Is very much what I've been living. I'm in the middle of reprogramming myself. So when somebody asks me how I'm doing, I can look at them and honestly go, I'm doing better than I did yesterday. Or I'm doing great, or I'm doing well, thank you very much. Focusing on the potential of a better future if we take control of it in our own lives. Okay, I've got the choice when I get up of making my bed or not. Now, rest assured, if I don't make my bed, nobody else is coming in here to do it. I've got a little more work to do in my like I started it just a little while ago. I'm clearing all the clutter out of the way. But what I'm now doing, because of what you guys mentioned me just 2 days ago, is I am literally looking at excess decorations I don't require, looking at the stuff that I was going to throw into Value Village, which is one of the local secondhand stores. Okay, I'm going to take the stuff in good shape. I'm going to put it aside, and at Christmas, I'm going to hand it off to other people. Now, I was mentioning earlier that people that, regardless of what belief you have, it's a little hard to write things out of the equation. Everybody, whether you like it or not, whether you believe in the Western calendar or not, doesn't matter. The Western calendar ends on December 31st. Okay? And the new calendar, whether you believe it or not, doesn't matter. It still starts there. Kind of like you don't have to believe in gravity for gravity to really screw you up if you trip at the top of a set of stairs. Now there's a pleasant thought. So I've got a list. Where are we here? Just looking to see if I've got it right in front of me. Thought I did, but that's the stuff I'm working on. Oh, there we are. See, for 2025, just to give you an idea of some of what those goals can be. For me, I am absolutely focused on finishing off, and I've done this before, but this is one of the goals that I've got. Okay, I picked 12. For me personally, never mind my company. Okay, to finish off Return to Paradise, which is the third book in a series. the third one coming out, the final one in the trilogy. Okay. I'm finishing off Races of the Worlds, the second printing, which has all the pictures in it. Then I'm going to remove the clutter from as much of my house as I can get away with. I've got this all laid out. Like I said, I've written it right down here. I encourage you to do the same thing. I'm going to bring my weight down to 180 pounds. Not a terrible reach. We're only talking a 4-pound drop at this point. Well, I think a 5. Okay. Then I'm looking at getting my finances in better shape. Now, I already have it laid out. I know exactly how to do it. Understand, if you're struggling with finances, we're going to be covering that over the next number of weeks as well. Okay. Well, in all fairness, and I'll get to that in a little bit. Then I've got, in February, I'm planning on going down to see my fiance. In May, I'm going down again for both of us. We're hoping, finances permitting, to see each other in Vegas for a couple of weeks during the Spaced Out Radio party. Okay. Then in August, I'm planning on bringing her up here for our anniversary. And then again, back up here in December. Then, the last couple of things that I've got on my list is to bring my health and energy level back up, including my sleep pattern, get my left-handed writing. I used to write fluently with my left hand. Now, granted, it used to come out mirror image. Okay. And I also desire to be able to curl a staggering 25 pounds. Okay. Now, that being said, that's a dozen things. There's going to be a lot more to do. I strongly encourage you to get a list together just to give yourself something to go, this is what I plan to do. And you look at it, you watch it as you go through the year. And you know me and my list method. Works like a charm. If you haven't put it to use, give it a shot. Okay, this is just some of the things that I'm working on. And again, if you've got ideas for topics that you would like to go look into, absolutely let me know. Okay, Christine, how are you doing? Glad you could join us. Absolutely drop me a line. I'm building a list of topics to cover. We've already got a few set up. Actually, I should take a look at that. But we'll do that before the end of this event, before the end of this stream. But New Year's is about saying farewell to the past. Sometimes saying farewell to people you knew. Okay, but it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. You go, okay, I'm saying farewell to the past. This is what I didn't accomplish. It's behind me. Now, you got a choice at that point. Some things you didn't get accomplished. Bring them forward and finish them this year. There is no harm in doing so. There is no failure if you continue making the effort. Hence, why I'm still doing the writing and what have you. Okay, but you've got that part of New Year's Eve. Then we have that great big noise making, if you will, tradition at 12 midnight. 12 midnight local time. Okay, absolutely enjoy it for the moment, for what it is. It's a time that everybody figures pretty much, well, now we're having New Year's. Regardless of your religion, your color, your gender, your orientation, you get the picture. People around the world celebrate this event. Now, granted, it's only the people, I think, that acknowledge or follow Western calendars that use that particular day. Doesn't matter. Let's face it. Every moment of every day, I encourage you to celebrate the successes. Okay. And then when you get past New Year's, this is when you get past the actual striking of the clock. Okay. When you get past that, absolutely, if only to yourself, list off your goals for the new year. If you happen to be of a religious nature, of any religion, take a moment out to thank your God or your gods for getting you through the last year. I understand a lot of you, myself included, had some pretty horrendous times, but we had phenomenal breakthroughs as well. Okay, so if you are religiously inclined, give thanks and prayers to whoever it is you worship, it is you look up to. If you're one of these people that simply look up to different people on the planet, then at least in your mind, do reach out and say thank you. Now, I will tell you, I'm a firm believer that making a phone call is so much better than sending a text message. Okay? But do it your way. The important factor is make sure that you are focusing on what promise can come from the new life. Where are you going to go from here? It's up to you. I cannot do it for you. All I can do is continue lighting the torch on this end and letting you guys find a way home. Okay. Now, as I said, I've made it my life's journey to remind people that working together, we can make this a better world for virtually everybody. With this in mind, I am lighting the candle to say, hey, if you're struggling to find something to focus on, okay, this stream, that's what we're going to be doing. Yes, I will be covering all the different topics. We've got a whole array of them coming up. Most of it will be, all of it will be family friendly because I'm just not going the route of the other side. I don't necessarily see the world, I definitely don't see the world the way most people do. But this does not mean your way of looking at the world is wrong or that mine is right. It is just my way of looking at the world. So as we come to a close of 2024, really focus on the idea of what it is you've gone through that you can look at and say, hey, look how far ahead I am in 2020 going into 2025 as compared to what it was going into 2024. Now, on that note, because I'm out of coffee, okay, and we're down at the bottom of the hour, I am going to take a quick break here to go and get coffee. I will be right back.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy. The chocolate bars and the candy. So let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
we are home. Told you it wouldn't be long. Of course, now I'm out of coffee up front, but that's okay. So, thank you for bearing with me. Priorities first in some ways. Kind of have to get your coffee. I mean, every now and again, my caffeine blood level drops. Right? So we got to deal with that. Now, what did I miss here? There we are. Now, coming into the new year, there are going to be some changes here. Okay. And again, you know, one of the, oh, Ian, how are we doing? Glad you could join us. There are changes coming up for a lot of reasons in 2025 as far as we go here. Okay. And I will tell you, if you've got questions, if you've got suggestions, absolutely drop me a line. Okay, any of the books, any of the services I've got, any of the merchandise that'll be coming up, if you go to the top of the stream, there is a link to buy me a coffee, which is buymeacoffee.com/inner voice J. You'll find all the contact information, all the different books I've got available and the ones coming out. Okay, as well as how to get a hold of me for consulting. Not to mention how to support us so we can actually make this work a little better. Okay, this being turning society around instead of waiting for the so-called leaders, whether they're business, religious, spiritual, government, doesn't matter. Okay, it's not up to the small people, to the bigwigs. It's up to us. It's that simple. Now, this year, the last couple of years, we've been running daily, as you well know, from 4:30 to 6:30 p.m. Pacific. However, because this is our last broadcast until January 4th of 2025. Okay, but January 4th, and correct me if I'm wrong on this one, Storm, starting on January 4th, we will be coming in at 9 p.m. Pacific until 10 p.m. Pacific. Still from Friday through Tuesday. Okay. I will be doing my best to come online, if I can figure out how, at other points, but it will be regularly at those points. Thank you so much, Storm. I mean, we've just gotten confirmation here that, yeah, January 4th, we will be gone today at 6:30. So within the hour. But January 4th, we start coming in from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. Pacific. Okay. And that'll still be Friday to Tuesday. Now, with that in mind, if you've got a topic that you desire to get insight on, or that you think would be a good topic for other people to look into, drop me a line and let me know. It would be greatly appreciated. Okay. Now, I mentioned the idea of goals that we've got. Well, I did the same thing for goals for Inner Voice, for my company. Okay. Some of these correlate with my personal goals. But we are going to get a new computer system, if at all possible. Okay. I'm still going to leave the running of it the same way it's been going. We're going to get an entire new, what do we got here? We're going to be bringing merchandise online. I've already got a supplier for getting coffee cups, t-shirts, baseball hats, you name it. This guy can get them for me. And he's local. Now, I'm a firm believer that you support your local industry. It may cost you a fraction more. Okay, on occasion. But the reality is this. If you support local, what you're doing is keeping your economy moving. Okay, you're going to keep your economy moving, thereby making your neighborhood more prosperous. Now, maybe that's a bit selfish, but we got to remember, your neighborhood gets more stable and more prosperous it will bleed over and affect the people around you. It is this little step that is going to make this world a better place for virtually everybody. Okay, we are also looking at redesigning our entire office. Okay, I won't be moving into another room at this point because, well, frankly, I'm kind of limited on that. All of the files I've got over here, you can't see them, but I got an entire file drawer over here, file cabinet, that I'm going through and throwing out everything I don't require, organizing everything else. And again, these are just some of the goals that may trigger an idea for you. Whether you want to call them New Year's resolutions or not, that's your call. Okay. Now, what am I looking at? Oh, okay. I'm also looking at getting my computer sorted out so all of the necessary files are saved in an organized fashion. And of course, we're looking at getting a new wardrobe. Any ideas, any suggestions, excluding I'm not wearing pink, I'm not starting to wear dresses, and I'm not going into the makeup idea, including changing my hair color. Okay, but any suggestions that you feel may tell people around us that we're becoming more successful, any suggestions would be absolutely appreciated. This doesn't mean I'll necessarily do them. Like, I ain't wearing a tie. It's just not going to happen. Okay. Now, I have no idea what that was. Oh yes. I am looking at, now I laid out a way of paying people back. So one of my big goals for this year is to have the money come in enough that I can actually start paying people for their help. Okay, because I'll tell you, I spent way too long, in my eyes, really relying on people without being able to compensate them, aside from with friendship or a kind word. You know, something I learned this past year is that money does not make the world go around. That would be gravity's centrifugal force, a whole pile of other things. But I will tell you, as one very wealthy person put it to me, he goes, I've been miserable rich and I've been miserable poor. He goes, hands down, I would rather be miserable rich. Okay, well, I have a problem with that. In as much as they tell me it's lonely at the top. That's where I'm heading. Okay, but I am going to do everything I can to light a candle so you guys can follow suit using the same tools I'm using. Okay, or variations on them according to your own outlook. Okay, I do have in my company organization, I am getting Return to Paradise completed and Races of the World. Okay, second printing. I'm also looking at, we're going to take Positive Perspectives, the free newsletter. Again, at the top of the link, at the top of the stream, you can find the link to buy me a coffee and get your free newsletter. Okay, we are going to put a cover on it and change it from a newsletter, because the only difference I've found between a newsletter and a magazine is a magazine has an actual cover. Okay, so I'm looking at that going, let's see what we can do about that. So we're going to do that. I'm also looking at, and I mentioned this a little bit ago. Okay, Christmas is about giving. Maybe that is just a smile. Maybe it's just a kind word, a poem, a quick letter. I'm starting to work on them. Well, I start working on those as soon as Christmas is over. Okay, because that's when we start closing things down. That's when I start. Okay. And the 12th one is to get a proper advertising setup sorted around for Inner Voice. Okay, we are going into a new year here. when we get back in 2025, we are coming in on the run. Okay, we're coming in full tilt. And what I'm aiming for is to be a whole lot more organized across the board and bring that energy into the new year instead of this idea, oh, woe is me, look at the shambles we've got for a world. You can take a look at the shambles yourself. I'm just not going there. Eyeballs. Absolutely, Joe. You know, Joe Stewart go, and what we got? Joe Stewart says, just don't throw them down and don't throw them green journals out of yours. Oh, heavens, that's the neat part. The journals I've got. Okay, I've got to get some more folders for it. But these four here, okay, these are my to-do list. But I've got moved on the desk, and it's an excellent idea, so I think I'll take you up on it. I will take the journals I've got, which are all digital right now, and that's actually a brilliant idea, but I only need it done once. Get them printed off and put into a binder. Now, right now, I've got journals that currently are, I think I've got 100, I wonder if I can tell you. What do we got? It currently is 114 pages. Now, that's the way it's written. And maybe shorter if I shrink the font size. But that's an excellent idea. Put them onto disk and rack them off. Now, because of the fact I don't have all the stuff right now, but that's an excellent idea. Of the main books I'm working at, turn that not for sale, just for permanent record. Because Lord knows, we have a power shortage, and all of a sudden all that digital goes out the window. Now let's shorten that. So thank you so much for that there, Joe. And he goes, yeah, hang on to the man, your paranormal stuff. The paranormal, the self-help, it's all being documented. And this is why we're aiming at turning around and getting it out there. Here's the thing. Every one of you has a simple issue. Whatever you have up here, whatever you have here, okay, whatever you've got in your head, whatever you've got in your heart, when you die, and rest assured, you will die. Whatever you die that isn't documented goes with you, forever lost. Okay, now remember, if it's lost, doesn't mean you can't find it again. So we're going to be covering a lot of that. This is why my new year is going to be busy as all get out. But the important factor is we are going to be aiming at coming in with a very specific goal in mind on a daily basis. Make certain people get out, and then when they come in, whatever you're feeling like, I desire to have you feeling better by the time you leave the stream. Okay, even if you're only in for a few minutes, because there are so many people out there. There are billions of people that sit there and go, oh, my world is a shambles and everybody is, everything's against me. The governments are doing whatever. And that ends. Okay, coming into 2025, we're not looking at what the government did wrong. We're looking at those rare things, admittedly, that they're doing right. Okay, I mean, it's amazing. It's easy to spot what somebody did wrong. But let me tell you, okay, with the research I've done, with what I've got, and when I call it research, I mean when I've been talking to people, okay, with well over 100,000 clients under my belt, I've talked to a lot of people. It's very easy to point at somebody and go, you should have done this, or that person should have done this better. Also known as armchair coaches. How many people do you know of that watch sports and scream because of a bad play? or they yell that the coach was an idiot for doing whatever. Okay, people do this all the time now. Personally, I don't tend to watch sports, so I don't get a lot of that. That's an excellent question that I've soft copy documented. Let's just see. Go there, we go. Control, home. 1994 is the earliest entry I've got on the soft copy. Now, I do have journals that date back to the 80s. Okay, but in this last year, I've done a lot more in the way of consistent recording. Wonder if I look here and I go find 2023. 2023. We've got 60 pages covering from 2023 to the end of 2024. But yes, putting them all in, and what I'll probably do is take them and print off a chunk of the years together. And then 23 and 4 may well be on their own. But it's an excellent idea, Joe, and thank you so much for that. It's kind of weird when you start looking back through old journals, just what you've done. It's a way of recording your life. Now, something else, and it's just a suggestion. With 2025 coming up, I'm going to be tracking and keeping a lot closer track on what I'm doing. And therefore, at the end of the year, I'll be able to say, here's what we did. You know, and thereby send it out to the people I desire it to go to. Like when you're sending out Christmas cards, if you've done a year track and go, here's the highlights of how my life went. If you're inclined in that, absolutely do so. Now, I will tell you, one of the biggest changes that's going to come up for me in 2025 is I'm not going to be giving people a whole pile of, this is what I'm planning, so much as this is what has now been accomplished. Because I made way too many mistakes going, this is what I'm planning this year, and then everything went sideways. Now, wish me luck, guys. You know, absolutely wish me luck if you'd be kind enough to do so, or prayers, or whatever you will. I've set something in motion that if it pans out by Friday, my whole stress level collapses. Net result, the whole threat of heart attacks kind of goes out the window. But I'm waiting for somebody else's decision. If it pans out, everything starts running really smoothly. If not, it's just a longer haul. The big thing with 2025. Okay, what we are doing with positive perceptions is we are looking at making certain that we get a wide array of what is going to happen. As a matter of fact, I can even do that. I'm just trying to get a hold of my other calendar. Okay. In 2025, these are the first topics we're going to be looking at. Okay. We come back on January 4th. Okay. And we're going to be looking at beginning your self-healing, in addition to modern medicine. Okay. Again, I am no doctor. Okay, well, that's not 100% true. I'm a doctor of metaphysics. But, long story. On the 5th, we're going to look at the Akashic Records, origins. On the 6th, which is Monday, we'll be looking at the importance of a home for all. On the Tuesday, we'll be looking at death a different perception and perspective. And then we jump on the 8th and 9th, which are the first Wednesday and Thursday. We won't be dealing with it. But on the 10th, we'll be dealing with the arrival of the Moldocks. Okay, so yes, we are covering the self-help, the creative. We're looking at showing you how to make your life better while we are including the off-worlders. We're not getting away from that. Okay, and we will be getting into other tools. But if you've got an idea or a topic you'd like to look at, absolutely drop me a line, let me know. I am making a list of things to cover. Okay, and the reality is, without you guys, this stream wouldn't work. This is why I'm doing it, is to help give people an idea how you can change your life for the better. Now, absolutely, you can certainly turn around and credit anybody you'd like. You can blame anybody you'd like for your shortfalls. But if you're going to do that, you're likely to be giving credit to somebody else for your success as well. What we're aiming at doing in 2025 is showing you how to take credit for your own stuff while acknowledging where the inspiration and or assistance came from. Okay, but ultimately, let me ask you this. Who puts your socks and shoes on? Okay, some of you absolutely have a bit of a hiccup and require assistance. There's nothing wrong with requiring assistance. Okay, so 2025, we are looking at changing the atmosphere here in a positive fashion and drawing as many people, like we had somebody in here the other day, and if you're here again, my apologies, I do not recall names as well as I'd like, but I am getting better at it. Okay, but our goal here is very simple. Make certain people come away from the stream feeling more energized, feeling more upbeat. For those of you that are playing with the idea of, I've had enough of this world, it's time to bring it to a close. We're going to cover the idea of how to take your life from that miserable outlook, from that depressing, I can't go any further, I cannot take another step, to, let me at 'em. Okay, it's time to energize the peoples of this planet to work together to make this a better world for virtually everybody. Okay, and absolutely, it was fun. I told anybody this one yet. I was asked by my fiance if I would go to a church with her, go to her temple. Take offense to it. I looked at her and I went, I'm quite willing to go. Right, because she made it clear. She says, look, I'm not trying to convert you. Because she says, I know that's not going to work. Right, I've got nothing against any religion that follows karmic law. I have a bit of a problem with the ones that go, hey, I think we should kill our firstborn son to make the weather better. There may be a little bit of misconception here on what works. Okay, but believe what you will. Understand, I'm quite open to talking about any of it. However, to be clear, if somebody decides they desire to talk religion or specific religion or specific politics, you're going to have to bring me on to somebody else's show because I won't deal with the specifics. Okay, frankly, I see similarities across the spectrum, around the globe and beyond. Okay, I'm not here to tell you whether what you believe is right or is wrong, only to offer a different perception. Okay, only to offer a different perspective on what you're looking at, and hopefully give you something to look forward to. If you've had a real bad run of things, I will tell you, I am no millionaire. Matter of fact, in all fairness, if I have rent at the end of the month, I'm happy. But, like I said, with your guys' assistance and with all the energy I can muster, if I can make this thing go through that I set in motion today, my stress collapses permanently. Okay, that doesn't mean that I'm not going to have another heart attack. It just means I'm going to be a lot better off for it. But it seems my body won't let me die anyway. Now, with that in mind, I've got other things I do intend on working on, but they are not the top 12. What's this? Different things I gotta get done. You know, the reality of it is this. We are closing this year off. Okay, and in about a half an hour-ish, we'll be done for 2024. So, I certainly want to make sure you guys realize that whatever your plans are for Christmas, for the new year, I definitely wish you all the best with it. And I certainly encourage you to gather friends and or chosen family around you to celebrate as much as you can. Okay, let's do our best to take the negative things that have happened, okay, and find a silver lining. Give you an example. Okay, I used to spend a staggering amount of money at one restaurant because of the fact I was treated well, the food was good, and I thought I had a connection with the people there. Well, sad to say, that proved to be false. The service, the food was great, but the connection I had was waitresses and cooks doing their job well in order to get paid. Now, I have run out of money from that end. So, I'm not going there as much anymore, which is really not that hard. But the positive side there, I will still recommend them for their food, their service, their people. Absolutely, I will. But I'm going to save a lot of money. Okay? In other words, I'll be able to watch my bank account grow. Very much a necessary thing in my eyes. Something I gotta point out. Money is not the be-all and end-all. And this is why I say I have decided wholeheartedly to embody that issue of I didn't ask for this world to be the way it is. But, dang it, I'm going to have the best of the best. Okay, I am transforming the inside of my apartment into the things I desire. Okay, now, this doesn't make me better than you or worse than anybody. It's just I'm doing that on the inside. Same as I'm doing this on the inside. The outside, I will leave looking decent and acceptable. I'm not worried about all these neat little trappings outside. My car is bought and paid for. Okay? My car is bought and paid for, which is absolutely fantastic. But it's a 22. I will have it probably for a decade or so. I'm not about to get a brand new car until this one starts having serious trouble. With this in mind, I absolutely have a plan in place that is replicatable. I believe that's the right word. In your hands. And all that's going to be required for me to get that to you is through a stream here, and I haven't decided when we're doing that, through the books I'm writing, or private consultation, because many of you will not desire anybody else to know what your finances are looking like. Well, just a thought, Joe. Joe's just gone. That would have been something if I had a dream journal back when it was 6. My odd dream. But now, just a thought. My past lives. Down with your dreams. Now, granted, you can't write them in real time, but you can certainly start documenting them in your current dream journal. Okay, or in another journal altogether. And just start writing them out as best you can. It is time to reminisce about the fun things that you did in life. Okay, And rest assured, at 6 years old, we were a lot less concerned with what other people thought. You just went out and did it. You know, kids are not born greedy, selfish, or prejudiced. Okay? They are taught how to be that. Now, all of you are children. Okay? And I'm just talking about the fact that you're a child. Thank you so much there, LA. Every one of you is. Now, the fact that I have memories that date back a lot further than most doesn't make me better. Okay, I myself am still a child. Okay, I still had a corporeal mother and a corporeal father. But what I intend on doing is taking the wisdom of the ages, combining it with the enthusiasm of the youth, and painting a big picture so that you guys have a light to follow. Okay, so that we can light the way to a much brighter tomorrow for virtually everybody. Okay, I am going to be looking at into politics a little more myself this year in 2025. But understand, that is just to get an idea of what people are doing. Not because I figure that they're going to be honest. Okay, but I always ask this. When a politician comes across as being honest, and here's something I'm doing great for the company, for the country, my first question is not, oh, wow, listen to what he's talking about. My first question, sad to say, Trust and I still have a problem. So my first question is, what's he doing behind the scenes that he doesn't want you looking at? Why is he turning the spotlight on over here? The same with the spiritual guides. The ones that are telling you, hate somebody, kill somebody, rip somebody off. Okay, this is not positive guidance. Okay, look at the top of this stream and pretty much anywhere you can. 3 karmic laws. Be true to yourself first. Do unto others as you desire them to do unto you. Energy out, energy in. You follow those 3 karmic laws with the understanding that you have freedom of choice and freedom of will. Every corporeal, every living entity has the same freedoms. What you don't have is freedom from consequence. Okay, and I will tell you, and you're going to love this one. No, you're probably not. But I will tell you, I'm just going to put it out there. We're not going into it right now. But for those of you that believe in this idea that somebody was here to absolve you of your sins, something that has been dropped completely from everything I've seen, okay, is that person came here to absolve you of the sins you had already done, not to absolve you of the ones you're about to do. It is up to you to change your behavior. Just like as we come to the end of 2024, it is up to you to put the negative past, the things you don't desire to replicate, quit repeating them. Okay, I'm eliminating the clutter from my life, and I'm not bringing it back. I will be changing the furniture I've got here. Like, one thing that you can bet your bottom dollar I'm working on is these bookshelves behind me. Where's this one here? I will be changing that to an oak bookshelf. Not because an oak bookshelf is better than what I've got, but because I desire it. Okay, but I'm not in a panic to get it. So I'm taking my sweet merry time doing it. And it really boils down to, I can show you how to take your money and make it work, including that neat little idea of, if you're running a business, when do you expand your business to a new location? I've got the formula. No, I'm not a millionaire, but that's because of the fact that I honestly looked at money and went, everybody I saw that became successful became a doorknob. Okay, it seemed that the more money they had, the less brain power they had. Okay, I've lost a lot of people that I thought I had a connection with. They started making money, and all of a sudden, nope, you're too loopy, you're just not wealthy enough. Therefore, they cut contact. Now, I will tell you, I'm a very quick one to go, I'm not dealing with it. But 2025, I have decided I will be picking up the, like I've ignored 800 numbers that call me, just flat out ignored them because so many are scams. But I've decided that starting in 2025, realistically, because I'm going to be occupied on the 1st, realistically, I'll start on the 2nd. A phone rings, I'll pick it up and answer. If it's a scam, if it's somebody that's giving me a bad time, I'll hang up. Neat thing about these fine little phones, if you hit the right button, they quit giving you information or they quit annoying you. Okay, it's amazing the way that works. Okay, we don't have to in 2025. I'm not going to be entertaining the idea of when do we get disclosure of UFOs. Guys, if you believe they're here or if you believe they aren't, I don't care. Any way you look at it, whether you believe they're here or you don't, it's not going to affect their presence. And about a decade ago, about 62% of the Western society believed aliens were already here. Whether you're one of those 62%, I'm not going to look down on you anyway. The only time I will ever look down on somebody, well, there's a few times, but it boils down to this. If I happen to be taller than you and I'm standing there looking at you, I'll look down on you. If I'm at a higher vantage point and I'm looking down on you below me, I will look down on you. Okay, I won't look down on you because you don't believe the same thing I do. But I will warn you, the other thing that is coming up with positive perceptions here is we get somebody coming in here. Storm has been phenomenal at this. Okay, and I'm going to have to get his instruction just in case he can't be there one day on how to take somebody when I see a problem and go, okay, how do I boot you so that you're gone so I don't have to deal with you? Okay, because the reality is we are making this an absolutely safe area for virtually everybody. And absolutely bring strangers, friends, family members, bring your enemies. Anybody having a problem that is desiring to heal, that's what we are here to do, is to look at the positive side of how you can reclaim power over your life. Okay, how we can take all of these different concepts, bring them safely under one area where you can ask the questions you require that you desire. Okay, where you can hear the different insights. And that said, again, if you've got a topic or a subject you feel would be beneficial, please drop me a line. I'm making a list of them. I'm checking it twice. I'm not going to find out who's naughty or nice. Everybody's got that capacity. And you'll notice, yes, I'm keeping my sideburns. I'm not growing a long white beard. I'm certainly not going to put on another 100 pounds. Took me 2 years to get rid of it. Took me 2 years to get rid of it. We are going to be dealing with things that you can do in addition to modern medicine to enhance your health, mental, physical, spiritual, financial, material. You get the idea. This is what we are driving at this year. Okay, but we are coming in with very solid, very definitive rules to follow in the chat room, because we're not going to handle the idea of fear-mongering, war-mongering, or the idea that your life is totally out of your control. Okay, do not get me wrong. I'm not here to tell you who to worship, who to put credence in. I'm here to tell you, take responsibility for the choices you're making and the actions that you're performing. Okay, remember, you are ultimately the person that decides which sock goes on which foot. I'm betting that none of you is praying to somebody that comes down and puts your socks on for you. Okay, they may help you decide what color. Okay, and honestly, I look at it going, well, if I'm wearing boots, what difference does it make if the socks match? Some people go, oh, but the socks have to be the exact same pair. That's for you. Okay, there's nothing wrong with it. The only time it becomes a complication is if you're not happy with the way things are going for you. Okay, so when we come back, on January 4th, we're coming in with a whole new array. Well, I shouldn't say a whole new array. We are lining things up to make it better than it was last year. Better than it was in 2024. It's time to make things grow in a positive fashion. Of course, the real question there is, if anybody's got any ideas on how to make things better, do me a favor and let me know. Not the least of which will be things like coffee cups that you like the sayings on. Okay, I've got a couple already in mind, but I am very open to suggestions. And we're going to cover a lot of these growth ideas as we go along, because the reality is people sit there and they listen to people say how bad the world is, or they sit and watch somebody else play video games, which realistically is the 21st century version of watching a movie, it would seem. Okay, so we're going to find a way, and with your guys' help, we're going to make this stream more lively, more enjoyable, something people are lining up to come through the door to get a little boost so they can carry on with their day or get a decent night's sleep. One of my ideas for the new year is going to be coming on periodically when I've got time and simply do the work I'm working on while I'm on air, because it really isn't a big problem to me. Okay, but the stream itself, look. Oh, Christine, my coffee is always just black. Okay, well, I shouldn't say always. Usually it's just black. Okay, this holiday, during this next couple of weeks, I may add a little bit of Bailey's to it or something to that effect, which is technically adding cream. But no, on the whole, I drink black coffee. I figure if I'm going to put poison in my system, hey, take it straight. And for those of you that didn't get the message, if you're ever up in Kelowna, absolutely drop me a line. I do make time to go and meet people for coffee. Okay, I don't have a problem with it. I've met a couple of the listeners here and a number of my clients over the years for coffee. Will I travel to different events? Certainly. Of course, the reality is I got to get invited. Now, the sad part is I'm not going to tell you who it was. I got asked to do a live stream. Not a live stream, rather. I got asked to go and participate in a documentary. Okay, I was told there would be no compensation, which is no problem. I was quite ready for it. But here's where it went sideways. Okay, this individual, I participated in their documentary that I'm presuming they got paid for. I don't know. I participated in it for them, was dead honest with them. This is what I'm doing. They did send me a link to it. I didn't get compensation, which no problem. I agreed to that. But they sent me a link to this documentary that I was part of with a paid link. Now, I am not going to be I will not pay for that link. I will not be promoting that person, period. Okay. To me, this goes absolutely not only against karmic law, but it goes against what I consider my own moral guidelines. There is no way that I'm going to promote that kind of effort. To me, and it's just me, and that's why I'm not telling you who it was. Okay, it's like I won't tell you which companies I tried working with that absolutely went back on their word. Okay, I won't do it on air. Personally, I'll do it one-on-one, but I'm not about to do it on air. This is just a bad idea. That said, if you do desire, if you know somebody that would like me on their stream or at a live event, absolutely get them to get in touch with me, and we'll see what we can work out. That's just the reality behind what 2025 is bringing. Okay, the thing is, I've had to really look at it. Okay, I've had to really look at it and go, okay, where are my boundaries? Because fact of the matter is, because I was so open and just simply put everybody else first, okay, I am currently owed, if we include the estate that I'm purportedly owed, if we include that, I'm actually owed in excess of $100,000. And yet, I'm barely keeping a roof over my head. 2025 is going to be a lot different, both professionally and personally. Okay, the last little bit of the weight that I've got that I don't desire to have is going the way of the dodo bird. And all of these tools in 2025, we're going to be talking about in depth. Now, we are cutting it down to the 1 hour, but the reality is that it makes it easier to accommodate. Of course, we're also making it later at night, which may help in and of itself. And this is why I say, as we close out 2024, focus on, take a look at everything that went on, acknowledge the good things that happened and the bad ones, as well as the neutral ones, by the way. But the negative ones that you don't desire to replicate in 2024, quit putting energy into them. Okay, quit talking about them. Oh, I didn't do this, I didn't get that accomplished. Okay, it's time to start looking at what did we accomplish. One of the things that I am looking at, as a matter of fact, what do I got? Just because I'm nosy here. Oh, yes. One of the things that we are certainly going to be covering on the 4th of January, looking at healing, is what went right. What kind of things happened in your life, okay, as we transition from 24 to 25. We're going to come in, and thank you so much for that, LA. We are down to the last 10 minutes of 2024 as far as positive perceptions goes. But rest assured, we're doing a complete revamp here. Well, an overhaul to go into 2025 with. I got a couple of weeks, so we're going to design everything the way that we desire. And any input, again, if you go to the link at the top to buymeacoffee.com/innervoicej, you'll be able to put your ideas to me so I can take a look at them and potentially incorporate them into what's coming. Okay, let's take a look at what's coming up. Put the negative past to rest. Meaning, quit talking about it. Quit putting energy into it. You got two things: positive, negative. As the North American natives put it, you got two wolves. One that's positive, and one that's negative, and they're constantly in conflict. In my belief, you got a third one over here sitting there going, gee, I wonder what's going to happen. But Whichever one you put the energy into, that is the one that's going to grow for you. Okay, so I'm not going into 2025 with the idea of, oh, how bad is it? I'm doing a complete assessment. I've already looked at my finances, so I know where I'm standing and I am pushing for them to go that way. Real quick note, if you're aiming to drop weight, number one, drop or discard it. Don't lose it. Drop or discard it. Key factor, regardless of what dietary method you use. Okay, nutrition is important, absolutely. But if you desire to drop weight, put less calories into your body than you burn. You'll drop weight. If you desire your finances to grow and to get into better shape, spend less than you're earning. It's that simple. It's basic math. Okay? And whenever you expose something or expose yourself to something negative, find two things of a positive nature to expose yourself to. Okay? And absolutely, there are lots of people out there. Okay? Lots of people are doing really stupid things. Okay? Find something positive they've done. Okay? Just one thing. Okay? It's not a big issue. It's not a big challenge, but it is something that's very necessary. Okay, so we are looking at life here. We've got a golden opportunity. This is 2024. 2025 is a whole different ballgame. Okay, and this is the year that we are going to, if you choose to, okay, we are going to turn this world around, at least in your local area and certainly in mine, by following the tools that I personally am going to be using. The tools I offer, I am, where they apply, going to be using them. If you guys have an idea of something that would look better as far as my wardrobe goes, just remember, I don't do pink in any shade, I don't do ties, and I don't do dresses. Okay, even with a Scotch heritage, I don't wear kilts. Okay, this is the time. Remember, very important factor. If you haven't done this already, as soon as this stream closes, okay, take these 4 words. I am worth it. Get them on your fridge now. Okay, strong recommendation. I've already got them over there on the wood. I've got them above my computer right in front of me. I've got them on my fridge and on my front door. Okay, get them up so you can see them. Absolutely imperative. It is time for us to put the negative past to rest and finally say, enough of the waiting for somebody else to change our life. Let's get together, arm in arm, hand in hand, and make this a better world for virtually everybody. If you know anybody caught up in looking at the negative side of life, absolutely give them our link and let them know this is what we are doing. It is time to quit living in a world where we fear what's happening tomorrow morning or where we blame everybody else for it. Time to reclaim power over your life. For you to reclaim power over your life, not over mine. Just rest assured that's not happening again. But we are going to change things. We are going to build this. Like my life is going to change. I'll invite you to follow. Okay? I will do my best to turn a light on so you guys have a place. Now, I've just been told we hit the 5-minute mark. With that in mind, guys, again, this is the end of 2024. So, I really do, I do wish to thank you for sharing your time with us. Whoa, how you doing? Glad you made it. I really do wish to thank you for sharing your time with us tonight. Absolutely appreciated. I will be back again on January 4th, 2025, 9 p.m. Pacific. Okay, to start the new year with a bang. Until then, do take care of yourselves and each other. And for pity's sakes, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever you will, whatever you want to call it, to all of you, and a very happy and safe new year. Until we talk again, absolutely take care of yourselves and each other, and for pity's sakes, stay